Welcome to day 2 of the 2012 Rally Sweden. I'm Colin Clark, and joining me from the stage is Julian Porter. Well, the world's best may be taking on snow and ice, but these forest stages are some of the fastest on the WRC calendar. Speeds in excess of 220 kilometers an hour and temperatures approaching 30 degrees below. This is the ultimate winter test for both man and machine. Well, day 1 turned into a battle between the two Finnish stars and former teammates Mikko Hirvonen now at Citroën and Jari-Matti Latvala at Ford. Neither driver wanted to lose face, and both were out to prove their car was quicker. Maximum attack was the only answer, and over the course of the day the lead changed hands 3 times. Cue the final stage of the day, and with the gravel starting to appear on the road, Hirvonen's Michelin snow tyres deteriorated quickly. Latvala had managed his tyres better, and with that the overnight lead went the way of Ford and Jari-Matti. So that late frustration for Hirvonen saw Latvala pull out the gap up front to 16.8 seconds, with Petter Solberg just 1.8 seconds behind in second place. Only Loeb Citroën and Patrick Sandel's Mini break Ford's dominance to the top 10. After day 1's trip to Norway, day 2 sees the cars return to the traditional Swedish stages. 8 lay ahead, including 2 runs of the Vargasen stage, which takes in the famous Collins Crest jump. In total, the drivers will cover 117 competitive kilometres today. We also see the return of the reverse running order at the starting grid to remove any disadvantage to the overnight leader for being first on the road. So once again, Brazilian Paulo Nobre leads the pack away, followed by Richard Göransson and Ott Tanak, all returning under the Rally 2 rules. But we have to look forward towards the bottom of the running order to find our leaders. Solberg. It's back out in the traditional roads in Sweden's farmland region for some of this event's classic stages. None more so than the legendary Vargasen stage, the site for one of the WRC's most iconic arenas at Collins Crest, named after Scottish rallying royalty Colin McRae. The fans are there in huge numbers, and Jules, Ott Tanak, well, he's a rising star for sure.
Yes, that is. He's fighting back from a day 1 off, though. And Tanak displaying typically aggressive style over that jump. He's definitely back up to speed. It's a terrific run for the young Estonian in Vargasen.
Few problems from yesterday, Jules, but he's looking good today.
He is looking good so far anyway. He's had a good run this morning.
Great stuff from Ott Tanak. Back on the start line, Josie, and it's our 8 times world champion Sebastian Loeb. A difficult day for him yesterday.
It was a difficult day for him, the greatest driver of them all. And he's never really mastered the snow and ice of Sweden, only winning once. But he's fighting back from that day 1 off yesterday. He's down in 7th at the minute.
Unbelievable. He'll be looking to make up a few positions, I'm sure, today, Josie. But, well, Henrik Solberg's the man in front of him, and he's got to catch Henrik Solberg. He knows these stages well. He goes well on the snow and ice.
Yeah, the Norwegian veteran. He knows a thing or two about these winter rallies from Norway. He's not giving up that 6th place, without a fight. He's had one of his 6 podiums on the Norwegian snow. Now in Sweden, he's got a fight with Mr. Loeb.
I think he's been as quick as he wanted to be this weekend, Jules.
I don't know, he's always said he's happy at stage end, so Henning just enjoys everything, doesn't he? He just loves it. But just look at him over Collins Crest.
Fantastic stuff. And another driver who's enjoying himself this weekend, Evgeny Novikov. Hugely impressive this year. His maturity, Jules, has been incredible.
It has. He's got one of the most experienced co-drivers alongside him as well, with Denis Girardet. I mean, the M-Sport driver, he's calmed down recently. It's amazing, this maturity. And he had problems this morning with the windscreen misting up. And I tell you what, he's really gone well, but just look at him. Denis Girardet, listen to Girardet. Girardet, we've got to remember, is sat in with so many experienced drivers.
Yeah, sure. Young Evgeny Novikov making the most of Girardet's experience, and he is coming on in leaps and bounds, finding now, Joe, some consistency.
Yeah, he's in a comfortable 5th place because of it.
What about Mads Osberg, Jules? He took a podium place here last year. He was 2nd last year, wasn't he?
He was 2nd last year, but Mads' day didn't start well at all. He had a puncture on the road section to the 1st stage, and he had a right-hand spare, and he had to put the right-hand spare onto the left rear. So he said he never really felt he had the confidence in the car, in the back end there. But I mean, It's still an aggressive run, though. Look at it.
Well, I think that kind of thing, Jules, it upsets you before the start of the stage. It's difficult to get into a rhythm when you know something's not quite right on the car.
Well, yeah, he wasn't so happy at the end of the stage, if I'm honest, and it was affecting his mind. But listen to Johannes on the end of pace notes on this stage. Look how fast this is. This is real impressive from the young Norwegian. Remember, his mindset's been upset a little bit at the start. He's quickest so far.
Yeah, great time through that stage, but, well, for sure it's going to put a bit of pressure on Peter Solberg, his countryman, Jules. 14 seconds ahead of Osberg, too big a gap.
Well, Peter's saying at the end of the stage that he made a couple of mistakes in there. A constant grip, and it's just changing all the time. It's just a rhythm that he can't get into, and it seems to be worrying Peter a little bit at stage ends. He's nearly 5 seconds down on Osberg in here.
Yeah, Peter's pace just fading slightly, Jules, and maybe that gives Mikko Hirvonen a bit of breathing space. Certainly the chance to push on and try and catch Latvala in front of him.
Well, that's it. He's got to gain that time. He lost it on day one. He wants it all back now, doesn't he? And he's got almost 17 seconds to make up. But Mikko's pushing hard. Remember, he won 3 stages yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
His second rally in the car.
Second rally in the car. He was 4th in Monte Carlo just a few weeks ago. Mikko Hirvonen with something to prove here, I think, Jules.
He's got a lot to prove. Obviously, he won that rally in Norway the weekend before in his little test. And Mikko and Jarmo working well. Jarmo heavy on the pace notes here.
Amazing how much information they put into these pace notes, particularly on the tighter, twistier sections.
It's just so high speed as well.
Well, here we go, Jules. It's our rally leader, Jari-Matti Latvala, on the start line. He's got to be focused and ready for this battle today.
He has, and these boys, him and Hirvonen, they are the best of the world on this surface in this form. It's just incredible. Not one of them willing to give an inch all day yesterday, and I suspect we're going to have it exactly the same again today.
Really, it was, well, the lead changed hands so many times yesterday. The two of them at the top giving away tenths of a second, the odd second here and there. But for sure, Latvala is going to have to be on it today.
He needs to be on it. Mikko's coming for him, that's for sure. We've got a split time coming up here soon. Jari going to lose a little bit of time there.
He looks so concentrated though, doesn't he, Jules? But do you know, maybe that tight, twistier section at the start of this stage, maybe suiting the more nimble DS3 a little better than the Fiesta.
Sitting Hirvonen over Collins' crest there. I'm sure there's a few Finns out there supporting these two. Which one they'll be picking, I'm not really sure.
Oh, I think I can see some Finnish flags in the crowd there, Jules. A few Swedish flags as well, a few Norwegian flags flying.
That's it, Mikko's kept the foot down in the final few kilometres. The stage is cleared. Well, do you think he's done enough?
Oh yeah, it's Jari I'm fighting for. Yeah, it's, I tried to push really hard. Obviously, you know, he can see my splits and definitely he's fighting back. But I'll really try to keep pressure on him and you know, go as fast as I can.
Say, Jules, he didn't sound too confident there. Maybe losing a bit of momentum.
Yeah, probably, maybe he is. I mean, Latvala over the crest there, really neat and tidy. The stage opens out towards the end here, and Jari said to me that he prefers the much more open stages. He's just not quite sure on the tight stuff, but he's cleared the stage there. Let's hear what he has to say.
First 10 kilometers very twisty. It's always going very bad for me, but after that I find a good rhythm on the fast wider road.
And what about the next one? That's a fast wider road as well.
Yeah, I like Shogun. I like the fast stuff is good for me. They need to be a bit more careful on the narrow ones.
So let's have a look at the leaderboard while Jari pulls another couple of seconds ahead of Mikko, and behind the Finns the battle of the Norwegians has closed up as well. Osberg is now within 9 seconds of Peter Solberg. What a start it's been to day 2 here in Sweden. Latvala and Hirvonen are at it again. Join us after the break. The action has only just started. Welcome Welcome back to the Värmland region of Sweden with Ford's Jari-Matti Latvala leading the way. We now move on to another pair of Swedish rally classics, Sagan and Fredriksberg. Well, it's been an eventful weekend, Josie, so far for Oyt Tanak. He seems to be getting well acquainted with the Swedish countryside.
Yeah, as well as his shovel. He's had that out a few times. But it's a learning year for Oyt in the WRC car this season. It's been a tough weekend. Oh, and he's just drifted wide. That's another mistake for Tanak. I don't think he's getting that out. You know what is coming out next, don't you? The shovel.
That doesn't look good for Oyt Tanak.
No, he's going to be in there a while. There didn't look to be many people around.
And do you know what, Josie? Sebastian Loeb, well, he suffered a similar incident to that yesterday.
Yeah, he did. He's been pushing really, really hard, obviously straight on into that snowbank yesterday. And maybe Seb just pushing a little bit too hard. Oh, he's just gone. So a spin. I tell you what, that is very, very rare. A spin for Loeb in a stage. That's 2 in 2 days so far.
Yeah, that is most unusual. But he recovers it well, Josie. It took him a little while to get out there, but he recovers that one well.
Yeah, he does, but what you want to make sure is you don't get stuck in the snowbank trying to recover it. That's the difficult thing here.
Get lost in the snow dust.
Yeah.
Well, Evgeny Novikov, he remains in 5th place, Josie. It's been an anonymous weekend by his standards. Nothing too dramatic.
No, he's so mature. It's incredible the difference this year to last year to Novikov. A little bit wide there, having a bit of a moment, but he has had a couple of little problems with this windscreen, not demisting 100%. He didn't really know why, but I tell you what, he's dealt with it so calmly.
Great stuff from Evgeny Novikov. Peter Solberg, Jules, at the start of the stage, looking good over Collins Crest.
There's a big jump there for Petter in there. A lot of ice and ruts still, though. It's a wild ride in that car.
It is still hunting down potentially that 2nd place. Martin Prokop goes just his 3rd event in a World Rally car. He's not one for the snow and ice.
No, he's always said it's not really his favourite surface.
Back to the battle at the front, and Mikko Harvinen is the man leading the charge for the Citroen team. Back on the ground, and Mikko's looking neat and tidy through the spectacular sequence of crest. Well, he's desperate to close the gap to his former teammate Jari-Matti Latvala. It's more than just a psychological battle between the two Finns now. This is about who is the quickest and who wants it the most.
He really, really does want it. Let's just listen to these boys here.
Nyppytäys 120. Nyppytäys 200. Huomio. Tuplanyppytäys.
See the ruts and everything. They're trying to keep the car in the rut. It's so important.
Particularly on these high-speed sections, Jules.
Well, yeah, it's like being stuck in the railroad.
Let's hear from him then, Jules, at the end of the stage.
But I really love it. Really good. Nice to have a good fight and be able to go fight with new cars as well. So I'm very pleased even for this. But for sure, I wanna, try to take some time out of him and put some pressure on him. So and it's good. It's good.
Well, back with our rally leader now, Julesy, and it's a great shot from the helicam. That's the lake at Fredriksberg. What a shot that is!
Yeah, Jari-Matti in car now. Him and Mikko Antila fully on it here. And these two guys who have the charge forward are desperate to take some time out of Hirvonen. Obviously former teammates, the pair of them, and this is a real battle royal.
It is a battle royal. Two Finns, two young Finns, both having won this event before, both wanting to add to their tally of wins.
Well, Latvala's first ever World Rally win was here. He's coming to the end of the stage, 1.9 slower. Is that his advantage? Chopped to 18 seconds.
Mikko was doing a very good stage. I didn't have a comfortable feeling at all. It felt very, very slippy and difficult to get the grip on this stage. So I took it a bit too steady. I know at the beginning of the stage I need to improve.
Well, it's on to the Hagfors sprint, Josie. Just 1.9 kilometres. A memorable stage for this young man.
Yeah, Oyt Tanak, the young Estonian, he claims his first ever WRC stage win here. You know what? That's 7 different stage winners we've had so far this weekend.
Go on, Jules, quickly go through them for us.
Oh, hang about. Loeb, Latvala, Solberg,
Sordo,
Tanak.
Well, we're almost there. Let's then Have a look at the leaderboard now. Latvala pulled out another 0.6 of a second on Hervnen and Hagfors, and Peter Solberg edged slightly further away from Osberg. Further back, that spin means Loeb is still stuck in 7th behind Solberg. Well, a short drive to the service park in Hagfors Airport follows, and a respite for the two men fighting for victory in what is becoming an increasingly psychological battle.
Now, you've been teammates with Mikko for a long time. I mean, have you thought about what's going on inside his head? Bit of psychological warfare.
It is there's a little bit of mental game between the stages. We talk, but it's more serious than earlier when we were teammates. So you don't think about the setup changes anymore.
I'll really try to stitch him up on between the stages, but you know, he's getting older and more experienced as well, so it's not so easy anymore.
Because you know Ford inside and out. I mean, really, you must have an edge.
Well, let's see. I'll try to do something, but like I said, you know, he's been very consistent in the last, especially end of last year, so it's not so easy anymore to make him nervous.
Well, something that Rally Sweden has always had in abundance are the wonderful fans. They travel from all over the Scandinavian countries to line the forest stages with their fellow WRC supporters and take in the rally atmosphere. These guys don't need music to have a party. A snow-filled forest and some rally cars jumping through the air is all that is required. And it's at the famous Collins Crest jump in Vargassen that each year thousands of fans flock to celebrate the WRC.
We have been here from yesterday and sleep in our tent.
It's not just the snow and fast-flowing stages that make Rally Sweden so special. The loyalty of the Scandinavian supporters makes this round of the WRC unmissable.
Very slippery, icy. Very icy. Icy.
So with the fans ready and waiting for the second pass over Collins Crest, one driver who's really struggled to make it to them is Armando Araujo. Jules, 7 minutes late out of service.
Yeah, they had to change the exhaust manifold on Araujo's car. But I tell you what, they're still not sounding 100% fit in there.
Patrick Sandell, Jules, making his debut in a World Rally car here.
Yeah, he is, and the former junior champion is going to catch Araujo in here, I think, because Araujo's not going so quickly.
Well, Araujo's car
Yeah,
obviously
he's been slowed down. Oh, hang about, Araujo's off, and oh, he's gone off again.
Oh.
Whilst Patrick was passing him, he went into the ditch to let Patrick pass. It's a good teammate for you.
I really like this stage second time through. Much better rhythm all the time, but I lost maybe 5 seconds because Armindo was parked in the middle of the road after he went off. But when I came, he went down in the ditch again. So I thank you for that.
Well, ahead of Sandell on the leaderboard is Sebastian Loeb, and amazingly he's languishing down in 7th. Finally, though, there's sign of life from the imperious Frenchman in the second pass through Vargas, and he takes 11.5 seconds out of Henning Solberg.
It started okay. I've done a good stage. It's hard for the tire, so we'll have to take care about it, to look and to do the right changes, because it will be very hard for the studs until the end of the day.
Yeah, Jules, obviously concerns there about the studs from Sebastian.
Yeah, well, the speed they're going at and the gravels is starting to show through in some places. They are going to put it on his way through, and that was a big moment for Peter Solberg there. He kept his foot fully on the throttle to keep it back in the line. So spectacular stuff from the former world champion, that is for sure.
Yeah, that was a view of the trees that we didn't really want to see.
No, unfortunately that will affect his time. And again, he's going to be slightly slower than Mads Osberg.
Yeah, Solberg with a bit of time in hand over Osberg, Jules, but he doesn't want to give too much more away.
That's it, he doesn't. Let's just listen to Chris Patterson as they disappear off down through the narrow section.
4 left long, takes 2 minus, takes 1, tightens half long, into 2 right minus half long, tightens 1 plus, over crest, 20.
There he is over Collins Crest, flat out he is.
Go back to the fight at the front now, and Latvala's on the attack again. After the split, Jules, at 11 Ks, he's nearly 3.3 seconds up. And ahead in the stage, Hervnen flying, Jules, over Collins Crest one more time.
He needs to push. He's got to react to this. Latvala before he gets too far away. Mikko is obviously receiving Latvia's split, but Latvia running behind, which obviously just gives him an advantage.
That's a heck of a jump over Collins Crest.
Yeah, I need to send regards to Cedric, my engineer. Car was absolutely perfect, so worked really well, and I tried to be sensible with the tires as well, so Jari-Matti might win me a little bit on this one, but let's see overall how it's gonna go.
Well, a very confident sounding Mikko Hirvonen there, Jules.
Yeah, despite that early surge from Latvala, the rally leader's fast approaching Collins Crest here. So there's one last chance for these fans to cheer him on. Here we go. They're not taking too much height there.
So little change in the overall standings for now then. Hirvonen remains just under 19 seconds behind Ford's number 1. And in the fight for third, Osberg continues to edge closer and closer to Petter Solberg. Well, the frozen forests of Sweden are the playground of the WRC this season, but this famous event is also hosting the second round of the Super 2000 category. A chance now to get you up to date. Jules P.G. Anderson, well, he's hardly put a wheel wrong this weekend.
No, that Proton Citra is running fine. It's been flying through the roads of Piggy's homeland. It's just been a great day. A few setup issues today.
Yeah, that car looks great, the yellow car against the snow, but oh, that's Craig Breen, Jules, chasing down P.G. Anderson. He's had a decent day, a couple of stage wins.
Brilliant commitment over Collins Crest there. But you know, Craig Breen's done most of the afternoon with a broken front right brake disc, and he actually spun in the final stage because of it.
Here's our Swedish wildcard, Pontus Tidemand, acquitting himself very well, I'd have to say.
Yeah, he struggled with understeer today, but it's been another strong day for him.
Second of the yellow Protons, it's Alistair McRae. Must be an emotional time for him coming through Collins Crest there, Jules.
Obviously famously named after his brother. It's been a disappointing return to Sweden after an 8-year absence. He's already running under the Rally 2 rules.
Well, let's have a look at the S2000 leaderboard. McRae is currently down in 7th, but up front, Anderson's lead still stands at well over 2 minutes, with Breen in a comfortable 2nd place, and Tidemand in the final podium position. Well, back to the big boys now at the front, Josie, and Sebastian Loeb has, well, he's going to have to look after his studs. It's a car looking very unbalanced there.
Yeah, it's not been a great weekend for Loeb. It's been a tough one, and always, I don't know, Sweden seems to be his bogey event. And last year, he was in 6th at the end of the day, at the end of the rally, had punctures and all sorts of problems. It's just been a real difficult one for him. It's just not what you expect from him.
You hit anything?
No, yes, I stone on the road, but in the line. So I couldn't do anything, I didn't see it.
Just when you get a position, you kind of start to have problems. Every time you move up, you go back down. Yeah.
Jules, I would think that Petter Solberg would have hoped to have made a bigger impact today, but he's just not managed to find that pace.
Well, he hasn't. He's made some setup changes, trying to gone towards Jari-Matti's setup. Tell you what though, it must have worked. Obviously Jari leading, and Petter's pace is improved immediately with that change. He's 2nd fastest in stage 16.
Mads Osberg there, Jules, he's desperate to try and improve on that 2nd place of last year, but well, he's doing okay in 3rd place.
Yeah, he is, but he's had some problems later on today. His car got stuck in launch mode. It's just not what he wanted. It's a few hundred meters where it kept misfiring and struggling. This battle for third is going to go down to the wire.
Here's our rally leader, Jules, Jari-Matti Latvala. Well, he doesn't seem to be too concerned about the studs coming through the final stage of the day. The handling on his Fiesta, well, it looks to be pretty true to me.
Well, that's it. Jari's saying, though, today that the Sorgen stage was more ice-based, and he wanted the decent studs for then. He wasn't so bothered about the next one, because it was more a snowy stage. So Latvala trying to think about the best way of taking time out of Hirvonen.
Well, and Mikko Hirvonen, perhaps, Jules, looking after his studs in the first couple of stages in the afternoons, look to try and conserve the tyres.
Yeah, his final proper stage today, Mikko takes 2.6 back out of him. It's the fastest time overall, but it doesn't make a lot of impact. But it's interesting, the 2 different drivers, 2 different tyre strategies. Mikko keeping the good ones for the night stage.
Let's hear what Mikko had to say at the end of that stage.
You've run a kind of a different strategy to Jari-Matti on the tyres. Has it worked?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I know my tyres are completely shagged at the moment. I don't have any studs left, but we'll see if it works out. And okay, we still have one short stage to go, which is very icy, and you know it can be very tricky over there.
Well, let's go to the leaderboard at the end of the day. Another pass through Hagfors sprint completed the day, so this is how the standings look going into the final overnight break. Latval's lead stands at 23 seconds, while Solberg's advantage over Osberg is 11.1 seconds. Loeb has managed to hold on to 6th despite a late puncture.
Are you going to go maximum attack, or are you going to think about second in the points for the championship?
No, not yet. So I'll still go flat out, especially in the morning, and see if we can maybe rattle Jari-Matti a little bit. And you know, it's only small mistake for him, and then we are right up there. So I'm still going to push.
Now, of course, Mikko wants to win, and he's going to attack in the morning to see what is my pace. And so I can't start to back off. I really need to keep going as I have done today.
And what about the championship, though? If you're really fighting for victory tomorrow, you've also got to think longer term for the rest of the year, though. You don't want to roll the car up into a ball, do you?
No, you really need to think about the championship. If I can carry on like I have done today, then it should be, hopefully it would be enough. And I have a little bit now more margin than yesterday evening, so gives a little bit more confidence for tomorrow, but for sure I need to be really wake up from the first stage on.
So the rally win is still up for grabs here in Sweden. It looks like a Finn is going to win, but will it be Latvala or will it be Hirvonen? Well, you'll have to join us tomorrow for the final day's highlights to find out.